Nen is probably the most complicated part of the Hunter x Hunter universe, and though it is generally explained in the anime and the manga, in this video I will provide an explanation that should be a little easier to understand. If you came here from my Heaven's Arena arc summary video and are looking to learn more about Nen, just keep in mind that this video will have some spoilers, some video clips from later parts in the series beyond Heaven's Arena, so just keep that in mind if you don't want to be spoiled. So let's just get into it. Nen can also be referred to as sense or mind force, and it is a technique that allows a living being to manipulate their own life energy, or aura as it's called in the anime and manga. Every living being has an aura, some more than others, but those not trained in Nen constantly leak small amounts of aura. However, though everybody has the ability to learn Nen, knowledge of the manipulation of aura is kept secret from the public, and casually sharing information about Nen is prohibited by the Hunters Association. This is why the Secret Hunter exam exists, because only those deemed worthy by passing the Hunter exam are permitted to learn about Nen, which is a prerequisite to becoming a professional hunter. In order to control one's aura, most people must be trained in Nen, but this is not always the case, as some exceptional individuals stumble upon abilities on their own, usually relating to their craft. These characters are examples of this phenomenon. In general, there are 4 major principles of Nen one must learn in order to fully understand the discipline. In order of study, they are Ten, Zetsu, Ren, and Hatsu. Except for a few exceptional individuals, most people must learn how to manually open and close their aura nodes through meditation in order to control the flow of their aura, before they can learn about the different principles. This can be a long and tedious method, but the second method, the one that Gon and Killua went through, known as initiation, is much quicker. Initiation is the method by which aura nodes are forced open via an influx of aura, though it is frowned upon by Nen instructors due to the danger it poses on the individuals being initiated, as they can be easily harmed through the process. A good example of the dangers of initiation is what happens when people without knowledge of Nen enter the 200s of Heaven's Arena, as they are often seriously injured or even killed. Once the aura nodes within an individual have been opened, the next step is to master Ten. As mentioned earlier, every individual has an aura, but those who cannot control it continuously leak some from their body. Ten deters the aging process and can protect against emotional Nen attacks, which are employed in the anime and manga by Hisekai and Irumi. However, it does not provide much protection against physical attacks enhanced with aura. The next principle of Nen one would learn is Zetsu. Zetsu is the practice of stopping all aura flow from the body altogether by shutting off all of the aura nodes. A perfect example of this technique and its application is in Gon's fight with Guido. Though Gon didn't know it, he was using Zetsu to shut off all of the aura from his body, which in turn increased his perception of Guido's aura. Because Guido was using his aura to control the tops, Gon was able to dodge his attacks more effectively, at least to a certain extent. The downside of this, which Gon painfully learned, is that because the body's aura is completely shut off, there is no layer of protection from Ten, thereby leaving the body and mind extremely vulnerable to attacks. Zetsu is best used when tracking a target, as it makes the tracker much harder to detect, even by other Nen users, and makes the target much easier to follow. Next, where Ten is the control of one's aura, Ren is the outward explosion of it. Ren enhances the individual's offensive capabilities, as well as strengthens their defense, and when used in tandem with Ten, the aura produced by Ren can be contained. Ren is what Irumi used on Killua in the Hunter exam, and this scene is a great example of the effects this ability can have on someone without knowledge of or training in Nen. Finally, Hatsu is the release of one's aura in the form of a Nen ability. Nen abilities fall into one of 6 categories, and one can learn their aura type through a water divination test. In this test, if the volume of water changes, the individual is an enhancer. Enhancers are able to increase the natural ability of their own body or of objects. If the taste of the water changes, they are a transmuter. Transmuters can change the properties of their aura to mimic or replicate something else. If impurities appear in the water, they are a conjurer. Conjurers can create objects out of their aura or create laws tied to a specific area. If the leaf moves on the surface, they are a manipulator. Manipulators are able to control living or non-living things, as long as certain conditions are met. If the color of the water changes, they are an emitter. Emitters can separate their aura from their body whilst maintaining its function even over long distances. Finally, if any other change appears in the water or the leaf, the individual is a specialist. Specialists have a wide range of abilities that do not fall into the other 5 categories. An example of this is Croto Lucifer's copy ability. The most effective Nen abilities are those that correspond with an individual's aura type, though it is possible for anybody to learn abilities of any other type, except for specialists. However, the farther the type is away from your own, the less efficient you will be in learning abilities of that type. Now, we can briefly cover some of the more advanced techniques of Nen. Gyo is the focus of Ren into a specific body part, thereby strengthening it, though it leaves the rest of the body vulnerable. As seen in the anime, Gyo is often used in the eyes in order to see another's aura and Nen constructs that are concealed within. What is In, you ask? Well, In is an advanced application of Zetsu, in which an individual hides their aura, making it imperceptible without actually stopping their aura flow. Either all or part of one's aura can be concealed, as evidenced by Hisoka's bungee gum and Kurapika's chains. Next, N is a technique in which one extends their aura farther than normal using Ren, then gives shape to that aura using Ten. The user can detect the movement of anything within their aura radius. An example of this is Neferupitu's constant surveying of the palace for potential intruders by using N. Her N radius is abnormally large, extending up to 2 kilometers, where most N masters can only reach around 50 meters. Shu is the ability to shroud an object in aura, thereby making it an extension of the body, as Gon and Killua did with their shovels when training under Bisky. Ko is the combination of the 4 major principles as well as Gyo to concentrate aura into one particular body part, and is a purely offensive technique. Ken is a defensive counter to Ko, though is used to cover the whole body rather than a particular part. It is similar to Ten in terms of aura control, though has a much higher aura output, and is similar to Ren in that way, though it is mainly used as a defensive technique. Ryu is the final advanced technique and the most difficult to master. It is the distribution of one's aura into different body parts and different percentages. For example, when punching, 80% of your aura might go into your hand, whereas 20% goes into the rest of your body for protection. Ryu is an improvement on Ko, as though it doesn't have the same power, the rest of the body isn't left unprotected. I could go into the nuts and bolts of every little Nen ability and every example of Nen in the series, but this video is about simplifying, not complicating. But the last thing I do want to touch on is Wing San's initial explanation of Nen to Gon and Killua. Before he took them on as students, he told them that Nen means to burn your soul, and that it tests your strength of will. Though he technically lied because he was wary of teaching Nen to non-students, his explanation is not entirely false. Nen itself is an expression of one's willpower, and the stronger one's resolve, the stronger their Nen abilities. A perfect example of this is Kurapika, who imposed a restriction on himself with his life as the insurance, which in turn allowed his Nen to reach the levels of the Phantom Troop due to his resolve being so strong. So, I just wanted to clear up any confusion on Wing San's explanation, because though he lied about exactly how Nen could be used, he did not lie about the core principles of the ability. So that is the video, that is Nen explained. Did I do a good job? I don't know, I feel like I didn't do that well, honestly. It's my first time explaining stuff in a video like this. So give me some feedback, let me know if you liked it, if you didn't like it, why you didn't. And with that being said, I will get back to Hunter x Hunter summaries next Sunday. It'll be the auction arc. And I'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy, and peace.